Hey, James Eagleman here with Eagle Ballistics and Eagleman Long Range Shooting School. Today I want to hit this real quick, and this is the new TRACt, and this is the 10x42 range finding binocular with really good shot glass, and I just want to hit this real quick again. So what we've done on these features is there's no mode button near the fire button to accidentally hit it. You've got the mode button on the opposite side. This is your negative for your wind, your positive, and then this button here changes wind speed. This range finding binocular takes care of everything environmental: station pressure, temperature, altitude, angle. It's using Eagle Ballistics software, which is going to take care of aerodynamic jumps, spin, drift, Coriolis, vertical tovis. Basically everything ballistically long range is going to be calculated with the two working together. It's a solid aluminum body construction, which is excellent. The other thing I wanted to talk about is what I've done is I've worked with John over at TRACt Optics, and we put in here 0.5 mile-an-hour wind increments. You can tap, or push and hold, and it'll quickly go through 0.5 mile-an-hour wind. The wind direction is in 30s, 10:30, 11, 11:30, 12:30. So when you're looking through the menu, you can actually see the arrow changing instantly. It has something inside of it called relative wind, or what I like to call wind tracking, which means if I range a target in this direction and then I set the wind for a 10 mile-an-hour wind at say 9:30, and then all of a sudden I range an animal over in this direction, the wind will track where it was originally coming from, and it will move to where your new shooting position is or direction, and it will compensate to where the wind is coming from now. So let me try to explain this a little bit better. If I range a target at this direction and then I range a target at this direction, the digital compass knows where you're looking at, and it will modify where the wind's coming from its original position. This is called relative. In other words, relative to the first target that you set it at. The other thing is the wind buttons are live. As soon as I wake up the rangefinder, it automatically puts the wind buttons live, so I can immediately start changing the wind and wind direction. It has last range memory. Like right now, if I wake it up, which I just did, it's literally showing the last range that I had in here, which was yesterday at like 1,609 yards, right? So if the rangefinder falls asleep on you, all you gotta do is tap it and wake it up, and it'll go ahead and pull up the last data so you don't have to rearrange the target. Hopefully that makes sense. And again, if I range a target, let's say 1,400 yards, and it gives me the wind speed of 2 mile an hour and tell me to push left 6 minutes, if I change the wind speed or wind direction without rearranging the target, it automatically updates the elevation for aerodynamic jump and your wind hold instantly. So I can sit there and go on, but I want to make this a short video. It has 5 selectable reticles. You choose what you want. I'm really starting to like the oval because animals are more horizontal than vertical, so it kind of puts the animal inside of the oval, so I really like that. You can tell it how much information you want to see on the screen or how little information. I can have almost nothing shown and it's nice and clear, or I can have basically inclination, azimuth, I can have retained velocity, I can have max ordinate, I can have everything I want on the screen so I don't have to look at the phone app. Speaking of the phone app, you will download Eagle Ballistics. Yes, Eagle Ballistics will be ready for you guys on Android by the end of March. But when I connect it to the phone, all I got to do is open up the Eagle Ballistics app. When you download it, I'm going to go to Devices, Fire to wake it up. I'm doing this at the same time I'm recording. I'm going to connect, and at this point, all I got to do is hit Select, and I highlight or put a check mark next to and you can see I got one here, to the actual gun profiles I want to drop in. I hit Sync, and it's going to come up and say 4 profiles have been added. This will hold 5 gun profiles. So every time you want to add a new one, you just go back in there and it overrides it, okay? This has a built-in calibration for your reticle and your beam hotspot. So if you're using a cross or a circle and your beam is not exactly where the crosshair is, inside the rangefinder, you can physically go inside here, range a target, and move the hotspot or where the hotspot intersects with the crosshair, which is pretty darn cool. There's not a lot of rangefinders that do that. All right, I've just barely touched on what this is capable of. It has a lot more little tools inside of it, but again, that's not what I'm here for right now. I'm trying to do a fast video. So This is going to feed information to my app. So right now I'm on the PRS HUD. If I sit here and add more targets real quick, you can see this live. Of course, Eagle Ballistics can do 6 targets. Whatever target, sorry about that, I set off my ring. If I touch that target and range over in that direction, you can see it dropped in that yards. Now I click on the next target and I range in that direction. It dropped into range and inclination on that target. Now the target's over there. I'm on a stage on PRS. Bottom line, every time I select a target and range something, it's getting the compass direction, the angle, and it's dropping in the range automatically into my PRS HUD. So I've literally just finished that stage with 6 targets just by using the rangefinder connected. And if you're into single HUD, it's going to do the same thing. You can see the last target I just ranged was 127 yards. I'm in my front yard. There ain't much I can do. And again, up 1.24. All right, so that's really all I wanted to hit real quick on the Eagle Ballistics working with the TRACt toric 10x42 binocular. This is a fully functioning ballistic rangefinder with Eagle Ballistics, which in my professional opinion, there's nothing better than Eagle Ballistics when it comes to giving you live data. All right, thanks for watching and have a great day.